Don't tell me I'm heavy. Don't you all love feeling like a kid again? One of my favorite recipes growing up in the Philippines was making a Filipino-style sweet spaghetti. It's so delicious. It breaks all the rules when it comes to Italian recipes, and I'm famous for breaking the rules with Italian food. So I'm going to show you how to make a perfect Filipino sweet spaghetti that's perfect for kiddie parties, but also for the 12 recipes that you'll be cooking this Christmas with Lenders. Don't make me fall, please don't make me fall. So this time we are making the unadulterated kiddie favorite, full of fat and sugar, everything you want to keep your kids really hyper during Christmas. Sweet spaghetti is something that's really easy to put together, and it uses these beautiful red hot dogs. Why are they red? I can't tell you. We don't know what's in it. We don't want to know what's in it. Simple as that. Very simple recipe. Again, perfect in that ammunition that you need for your Christmas dinners. You always have some kids around there somewhere, or you might need this recipe for a kids party because kids can tell when you're doing it not the right way. They are used to eating the really sweet spaghetti, so that's what we're gonna give you. I'm gonna start off by cooking my pasta. Super simple, boiling water over there. I got some salt in there. Twist it like a gooseneck and drop it, and you got a perfect little circle spiral happening. Once that is cooking out, that's gonna take about 8 minutes more or less. So once that's happening, we're gonna finish up all the sauce really quickly. Some oil, get it nice and red. We're actually gonna add some achiote oil as well. In there, we don't need it to be screeching hot for now. We're gonna go ahead and sweat off our garlic and our onions. Everything should be minced really, really tiny. While that's sweating off, we're gonna go ahead and chop up our hot dogs. Okay, it's all chopped up. Onions and garlic slightly rendered. 1 massive pound of ground pork. So as that renders out, it's gonna become nice and brown. Lots of oil is gonna come through, and we're gonna use that oil and all that flavor to cook the rest of the ingredients. It's beautiful, crispy, brown, and fatty, just how we want it to be. Toss in my diced carrots. At this point, you could also add in some diced red bell peppers if you want to. All that goes in there with my secret ingredient number 1. Make sure all that comes together. Those hot dogs are pretty much cooked because they're extremely processed, so you don't really need to cook them down that much, but we will do so with all the sauce that we're about to add. Sweat that down just a little bit. To this, we're gonna add in our tomato paste. This is really important. Then gonna add some Filipino spaghetti tomato sauce, a tiny bit of water. Now I'm gonna simmer this for about 10 minutes covered. And my pasta is pretty much done. Al dente, as they say, and that's probably the only Italian thing you're gonna hear this time in this video. Everything's thick. Evaporated milk goes in. That's where that sweetness comes in. That's where that color comes in. So now, same thing, about 5 minutes. This should thicken up nicely. If you're asking where I got that tip for the evaporated milk, I once visited a school where they were making these kinds of meals and they use evaporated milk, and I was like, oh, so that's how you make it. Tastes exactly like what I remember it to be. Maybe a tad bit of salt. So usually if you're making like an Italian style pasta, you would not drain the water because you need the starch, but here you have so much sauce already that you don't need it. Et mesdames et messieurs, la pièce de résistance, it doesn't even want to get out. All the cheese. That is a calorie bomb right there. And that should thicken up nicely. At this point, I don't really need any fire. So usually it calls for like a quick melt cheese, maybe like an Eden or a Kraft. But I used just mozzarella. I mean, I get it. I get why kids like that. Give your kids a break. Give them some sweet, beautiful Filipino-style spaghetti. If you guys liked and enjoyed that video, make sure to catch all the other recipes that we're putting. There are 12 in total for the 12 days of Christmas. There are 12 recipes of Christmas. So make sure to catch the ones that we did already before that, and make sure to catch the ones that we're doing after this. We're getting very close to doing some dessert, so you don't want to miss that. See you guys next time.